Hello everyone, it's Mai here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel, whichever one it may be. I simply appreciate you guys so much for just clicking on this video, whether it be for a few seconds or for the full video. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I'm going to be reviewing a bunch of children's books. Oh my god. So yeah, and before we get into this video, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a big fat thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay, so before I get into reviewing these books, I just wanted to explain why I'm doing this. Number one, because it's nostalgic. Number two, it's just out of curiosity. Number three, I'm currently majoring in education, which means that I'll probably teach pre-K through 6th grade or pre-K through 12th grade. And little background story, I've had an interview once, and in that interview they asked me a few questions, of course, and then they put me in a room with a bunch of little kids. They were sitting on a carpet and they were asking me to read a book to them while they cleaned up the classroom. So I had to keep the kids engaged in the book, but while doing that I learned that kids do care about the tone and voice you use. Number two, they can sense whether or not you know what you're talking about. Like if you're reading the book and you're like confused, they'll be confused as well and probably not be interested in what you're reading. And number three, based off what I just said, if you're not interested in the book, they won't be interested either. So I think those are three important things to know as someone that wants to be a teacher. And I'm just going to get into these books and just, see whether or not they're informative and fun or just plain boring and dry. Okay, so this is the first book that I have here. It's called Goodnight Gorilla, and for this book and all the other books, I'm just gonna read it really quickly. You guys are gonna see a time-lapse version, and then I'm just gonna give my review and maybe a little summary. I'm not really sure because somebody might want to buy this book, but who knows. So I finished reading the book. At the end of the book, there's a little summary packet, which I like because it gives you more context on what the book is about. Even though it's pretty simple, it's just like a nap time book, something you read to kids in pre-K. So for a little rating, I'll just say 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 because it's kind of dry, but I get it. It just says good night, good night, good night a bunch of time, but it's really cute. I love the imagery in this book. It's cute. I'll just say cute. The second book that I will be reviewing today is called The First Day of School by Brenda Parks. I realized I didn't read the author's name in the last review, but that's okay. I'll add it on the screen. So I finished the second book and I actually liked it. I love the inclusiveness within the book, how it's several perspectives of the first day of school. I think everyone has experienced that, so I think that's nice that they highlighted that in this book. And I also love the door pages. I think that's really cute, and you can kind of see what's going on the next page, which I appreciate. And yeah, I would definitely read this in a classroom. I give it a 9 out of 10. I feel like I'm giving high reviews, but I can't. I just like what I see so far. The third book I will be reading today is called Chica Chica 123. I finished book number 3 and I realized that this book is probably for kids in 1st or 2nd grade or any grade, I forgot which grade it is, that you're learning numbers because you're counting up to 100. And the book was a little repetitive for 0, which I understood because, 0 had to wait to jump all the way to 100 or 10 or 20 or 30 or 40, But I don't know. I think I liked it. I give this book a 5 out of 10. Like, I know that's a low rating, but only because of how repetitive it is. And I wasn't really interested in it. But somebody else may like it, so I'm sorry if that offends you, but yeah. I must point out, I also appreciate the little summary book for this book. I did give it a lower rating, but since it did explain more in here, I do understand it and I like it, because this is more like a mathematical or numerical book, but you can read this in English class, which I do like. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10 now, not a 5. 5 was way too low. Okay, so the fourth book that I'll be reading today is called The Day Jimmy's Boa Ate the Wash. And this book is by Trinka Hackis Noble and Stephen Kellogg. Okay, so I finished reading the fourth book. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little overwhelming. Like, there's too much going on. So I would assume that this book is made for like people in the 4th grade. I'm not sure. But look at the art. I love the imagery and all that inside the book. It's very pleasing to the eyes. But would I sit there and read this to my class? No, I wouldn't. It's way too much. And there's so much going on. And also, if you're reading this, you need to know what a boa constrictor is. I think I'm about to look that up because I have no idea. I think it's a big old snake. I think it's this thing. But yeah, they said boa like 1,000 times. So I give this book, for context, a 6 out of 10 because it's a good read. But to read to your kids in a classroom, I give it like a 3 out of 10 because it's way too much. Your kids are just gonna fall asleep. So the final book I'm going to be reading today, or reviewing, is called The Napping House. And I already love the title page. It's really cute. And it is by Audrey Wood and Dawn Wood. For the 5th and final book that I am reviewing today, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's cute for nap time, for, once again, pre-K, except there's a lot more words, so it's kind of just like gibberish to the kids. But however, overall, I like the book. I'd say 8.5 out of 10 because the imagery is nice, and once again, it's very repetitive. It's like, oh, they're sleeping. So definitely relates to nap time, and I think only the kids will really like it. I didn't like it, but for the context of reading it to the classroom, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Okay guys, sadly this is the end of the video. This video is a little bit different than my usual videos, but I want to start posting stuff in and out of my career path. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a big fat thumbs up, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.